After getting approval of the budget, now we can see the execution phase. The activities and processes planned at the beginning of the project are carried out during the execution phase. This includes, for example, entering the actual dates for starting and finishing work packages. The activities carried out are documented using the confirmations. Processes for procuring materials and services are triggered, and the documents that result from this are assigned to project structures where appropriate invoices are created and unplanned variances documented. The actual data generated is compared with the planned dates, costs, and so on. Now we'll start with the actual dates for WBS elements. During the planning phase, we entered basic dates for WBS element, for instance, by creating graphical time bars in the project planning board. In the execution phase, we can set actual dates in the same way. In the project planning board, the status partially released or released must be set before we can enter actual start and actual end dates for WBS elements. To monitor dates in the project, we compare the basic dates with the actual dates. That is, we compare the planned dates with the actual dates or forecasted completion dates. We can use the project planning board or structure information system for analysis purpose. So here in the project planning board, we are set the actual start date that will be compared with the basic dates. Next, confirmations. Confirmation documents the processing status of activities and activity elements in a network and enable to make forecasts as to how the project will progress. Various functions are carried out automatically by means of confirmations, such as posting actual costs, actual dates, actual labor, and if necessary, changing the activity status. There are different methods for entering confirmations. Confirmation options: we have individual confirmation, collective confirmation, confirmation from information system, confirmation workflow, confirmation through internet, through the CATS, that is timesheet, OpenPS CATS notebook, PDC confirmation. So there are various options are available for the confirmation. Now we'll see some details of the various options. While we use individual confirmations to enter confirmation data for a network, activity element, or capacity split only, we can create confirmations for more than one object in a collective confirmation. We can create individual or collective confirmations in the SAP system or via the internet. In the structure information system, we can also select more than one activity or activity element and send them to another user or organizational unit as a confirmation workflow. We can use CATS, cross application timesheet, to enter time data. We can enter data using the appropriate transactions in the SAP system via the internet as well as offline using the mobile time and travel solution. We can also use a Palm Pilot and Open Project System interface to enter confirmation data offline. That is, without a direct connection to the SAP system and then transfer it to the SAP system, we can also import data from other PDC systems via standardized interfaces and use it to create confirmations. CATS is a cross-component transaction for entering activities carried out in human resources, project system, plant maintenance, customer service, controlling, and external services. We can use data entry profiles to define the layout of the cross-application timesheet. In a work list, we can display assignments made when the work was distributed among the employees as a set of proposals for entering time data. Reports transfer the released data to the different applications. The actual time data may be imported for various applications simultaneously. In this case, the data is transferred to all applications in question. We cannot use CATS to enter confirmation for production orders because production confirmations deal primarily with yields and scrap quantities. We can, however, use CATS to enter hours and assign them to the receiver object production order. When transferred to CO, the hours are posted as internal activity allocation in a production order. So this is about cross-application timesheet where we are entering only working hours. Assigning documents, procurement processes, and claim management. In the project execution phase, commitments and actual costs are updated to projects by assigning various documents. We will use execution services to post internal activity allocations and purchase requisitions and get to know the procurement process carried out by purchasing team. We will create claims to document unplanned variances from the original project plan variance, costs, and if necessarily trigger the appropriate measures. Assigning documents. By assigning the appropriate documents, the resulting commitment or actual costs are posted directly to a WBS element or the network activity. During the project planning phase, these costs were planned accordingly. We can, for example, plan the costs for purchase requisitions, purchase orders, and goods receipt at network or activity level using the externally processed activities. Service activities are material components that are procured directly. Withdraw stock from warehouse using the appropriate stock items, post invoices using cost activities, and cost raising as a result of confirmations using internally processed activities. Actual costs and revenues arising from purchase requisitions, purchase orders, goods receipts, activity allocations, or invoices for WBS elements match the values of the primary costs. Activity input or revenue planning data for the work breakdown structure. We can use execution services to enter commitment and actual cost for items that we planned using easy cost planning. The following postings are possible, like internal activity allocation, direct process allocation, reservations, goods issue, purchase requisitions, purchase order. This purchase requisition and purchase orders for the material items, external activity items, service items, variable items. Here we can see in a single screen the various CO assignment documents like purchase requisitions, purchase order, and goods receipt from material management, material withdrawals, and general ledger account posting in financing, overheads, process costs, interest calculation, settlement in the controlling, periodic transfer posting, distribution assessment in controlling, internal activity allocation in the controlling, and confirmation from the project system. So this entirely happens in the work breakdown structure, and network with network activities. Procurement processes. Purchase requisitions are generated by the network for externally processed activities, service activities, and materials that are procured externally. These purchase requisitions are passed on to the purchasing department for further processing. The purchasing process involves issuing a request for quotation to vendors, entering these quotations in the system, selecting the vendors, converting the purchase requisitions to purchase orders, and monitoring the orders until goods and invoice are received. A service activity triggers a similar purchasing process but can also contain a hierarchy of planned services to be purchased and value limits for unplanned services. The goods receipt for services involves two steps: entering services performed and accepting them. The purchase requisition results in purchase requisition commitments for the account assignment object. When the purchase requisition is converted to a purchase order, this results in purchase order commitment for the account assignment object. This is a different value type than purchase requisition commitment. Depending on the account assignment category of the purchase order, actual costs are posted when the goods or invoice is received for validated or non-validated goods receipt. They are passed on to the network activity or WBS element depending on the account assignment. Instead of having the network generate purchase requisitions automatically, we can create purchase requisitions and purchase orders manually and assign them to WBS elements. Execution of services. The procurement process for execution of services, the purchase requisitions will be generated, then request for quotation, entry of quotation, then vendor selection, purchase order handlings, and purchase order monitoring, purchase order commitments, goods receipt, that is nothing but actual costs, invoice verification, again the actual cost. This is the entire process for services. Proman is a tool that helps to carry out project-oriented procurement. Proman enables to access data in SAP PS, purchasing, production, requirement planning, and inventory management. Procurement related information from these components is structured in Proman and displayed in summarized form. Individual steps in the procurement process, such as creating reservations, purchase requisitions, and process orders, are entering deliveries from projects, goods issues, or balance sheet transfers can be called out directly in Proman. The status and progress of internal and external procurement processes can be monitored and controlled within a single transaction, that is Proman. So in the Proman, we already seen in the planning phase the same thing. The left side, the object information, in the right side we have different views: components view, orders view, quantities view, and dates view, stocks, and deliverables. Claim management. While the project is being executed, we may experience delivery problems, price variations, unforeseeable bottlenecks, and so on, that result in variances from the project plan. If this occurs, we must document these variances and clarify which contractual partners are responsible. Claim management ensures that a claim arising from variances is prepared and lodged against the contractual partners at the right time or deflected if it is in the other direction. We can use the claim notification category in claim management in POS system to document any variances from project plan. Identify the party responsible and initiate follow-up activities. Variances often incur increased costs. We can enter the costs that may have occurred either when creating the claim or at a later stage. We can create claims either in the SAP system or via the internet. The claim overview and claim hierarchy in SAP PS provide two reports that we can use to evaluate claims. We can integrate the data for estimated variance costs from claims in cost planning for the relevant projects. The system automatically creates an internal order for these purposes as a cost collector when we save the claim and transfer the estimated cost to the cost collector. The internal order is automatically assigned to the same WBS element as the claim and can be evaluated in the appropriate SAP project system reports. So if you see the claim, that is nothing but a deviation what we have planned, how it works. Whenever claim arises, it will be raised in the system, then the estimated cost will be booked under WBS via internal order. Milestone billing. The starting point for milestone billing is a sales order item with a billing plan whose dates stem from milestones of the assigned project. If we enter actual dates in the billing milestone, the billing lock imposed on the corresponding date in the billing plan is lifted. We already seen the milestones assignment date in cost and revenue planning. The unlocked date of the sales order item is then billed during the next billing run. Like the sales order item, the invoice document is assigned to a WBS element. This means that the actual revenues are posted in the project. The system flags the date in the billing plan as a fully processed. That means the billing status is completed. So the milestone billing, where we are considered is the WBS element, and this is integrated with the sales and distribution order. So ultimately the block will be unblocked during this execution phase. Project system cash management. During the course of the project costs that affect receipts and expenditures, that means incoming and outgoing payments, are incurred as a result of purchasing or sales documents. To identify early on when payments are due during the project, we have to plan and monitor payments. The aim of project system cash management is to optimize cash flows to maximize project profits and reduce project costs. The project system cash management diagram shows the sort of questions that those responsible for project cash management should ask in order to monitor payment flows effectively. So here, how much money will I receive? How much do I have to pay? These are the major questions will be answered through project cash management. When will I receive money? When must I pay? That is about the dates. Which project will receive money? Which project has to pay? What will I receive money for? What must I pay for? This entire inflows and outflows can be drawn in the cash management. But for the cash management, the funds management activation is one of the important factor. After structures, creation, planning and costing and budgeting, now finally we'll see the execution part. For that we'll go to logistics, project system. Again, this execution part we can do step by step wise, like networks, and through project builder also. So now what we'll do, we'll go to project builder. From the project builder we'll try to do first, then we'll go to and we'll see how to do the same thing from the networks. Or we can first of all we see from the networks, then we can see the project builder also. So for that, special functions, network and network change. So here we will select 3000 14 here 4C. You'll see this this network has any activities or not. In the project builder, these are advantage. We can see everything on one screen. Here we have to see one by one. So this is the 4C. Here we'll see the activities, and this network now here we can see the activities are there. So the first two, we leave the first two activities. Now this is the cleaning, and here if you go to this activity, we'll see the status of this activity is created and settlement rule has been created. So now for execution we have to first of all release the activity. So for that, edit status release. So once we release this activity, the system is giving the information that this WBS is not yet released. So whatever assigned WBS is there, once it is not released, the system doesn't allow us to release the activity. So we can see the similar way, this is not released. Suppose if we see the WBS element status 0CJ03 for the display of the WBS element, we'll select this WBS element and see the status of the WBS element. Now the WBS element status is created and it has a availability control. So what we need to do is we have to release this WBS to do the activity release. So for that purpose we are coming out from this network activity and we are going for the change of this WBS element. From the network also we are out, otherwise the activity will be released. NUT 14004C. So we'll go to WBS element again. This WBS we are going and putting the status release. Now this WBS element is being released. So this status has been set to release. Now we'll see the details of this WBS. Earlier it is CRTD, created and availability control. Now we can see this WBS has been released and one AUC also is there, that is asset in construction exist. That means WBS we have considered as investment measure. That is the reason why this once on the release of the WBS element, asset under construction is also generated automatically. If we click on this asset under construction, we can see the internal number range has been assigned. Once we save the WBS element, automatically this entire AUC number will be generated. Now we'll save the WBS element number and we'll see once again WBS display. Now we are saving the WBS which is released. Now we can see that the WBS element has been saved. Now we'll go and check the status of the WBS element once it is released. Now we can see the WBS element status is released with the AUC, and we'll see the details. So there is no settlement rule because now in the bottom up from the activity to WBS cost will be settled first. Now again we'll go to asset under construction. In this asset under construction, now the number has been generated for the asset. This is account determination and time dependent, business area, plant, allocations, origin, insurance, depreciation area. So like this way, once the WBS has been released, this AUC will be assigned automatically, and availability control from the top down method, the second level WBS has been budget is allocated and released automatically. Availability control will be set for the lower level WBS elements. Now we'll go to network again, and we'll see the network activity release. Now we have for this network WBS element is this. So we'll try to release this network activity. Now once we are trying to release the network, it is checking the material availability also. Now we'll save this, so activity will be saved accordingly. Similarly, we have to release these two WBS elements, 321 BFS and P. So we'll go to this WBS element in the change mode and we release this WBS element. Edit status release. Again, now we can see the status is here also. AUC has been generated. Now while saving, system is checking for the budget check. This WBS element is being saved, and here while saving the activity, whatever we have assigned the components to this activity, system will check for the budget. If budget is not available, it will not go for the assigning the purchase order generation or reservation allocation. This WBS has been saved. Now we'll see the AUC details of this WBS. So this AUC has been generated. This is asset under construction. AUC number has been generated, and here we can see the investment program also. This activity has been changed now. Now we'll go and check, once release the activity, in that activity whatever materials are there, whether the purchase requisition has been generated or not. So we are going to this activity. In this activity, we already seen the settlement rule. The settlement rule has been generated, assigning to WBS. Now we already seen the planned and actual cost. No costs were calculated. Now we see the material overview against this activity, if any materials are assigned or not, any components are assigned or not. No components are assigned, so there will not be any PR creation like that. Now for this, no investment programs has been made. That means investment module has to be implemented, and in that investment program this WBS should be allocated. That is not happened. So now we will go to another WBS element, that is P. So now we will release this activity also. Select and release is carried out. We'll see this activity and we will release this WBS element. Now we'll see this WBS element status. This is created, and here we have budgeted also. Now we'll go to, because this is a second level WBS element. Now we have to go for P and we have to release this WBS element. it is released and we are saving. Now this activity has been saved. So if there is no material allocation has been not taken for this activity, then there will not be. And similarly we'll check for the status of this activity is released. Now for the next activity, this WBS also release. So we'll release this activity. We can release at the all activities together, but the thing is, whatever WBS elements are allocated, those WBS elements should be partially released or released. Now we can see over here for this WBS element, it is released, budgeted, availability control is activated, and it has a AUC. Now in the AUC, asset under construction, we can see the asset values, if any, are transferred from WBS to AUC. First of all, the cost will be transferred from network activities to WBS and from WBS to asset under construction. Then while doing the capitalization, it will be transferred to final asset. So here this activity also has been released. So now it is trying to open the asset values for that asset under construction if anything has been transferred from the WBS. Now these are all activities are released. Now we'll see for the first activity, the status is there as released and settlement tool is also there, and planned and actual, because some materials also here also none of the materials are assigned here. Materials are not assigned. So this is only simply here the materials has been assigned. So what we do is we'll see the status of this activity, and it might have some cost because some materials has been assigned. We can see the total plant cost for the material and service. So here we'll check, we'll go to the material component overview, and for the first material, because this is with stockable item, and we'll see the details for this material. It has a reservation number. Why? Because this material for which the activity for which this material is assigned has been released, so it got a reservation number, that is 101 reservation. Committed quantity is 1, withdrawal is 0, and procurement parameters, this is purchase requisition for the network, movement is allowed, that is the tick. Now we'll see for the next component. This is the next component. Here in the purchasing data, the PR number is there. Why? Because this is non-coded material as well as non-stockable item. There is no material code and non-stockable item. Once the procurement is happened, it will be consumed directly. Now the purchase requisition has been generated, and the procurement type is account assignment in the customization not known. We'll see that one, that should be N. procurement type, and procurement parameter. What is the procurement? Procurement is purchase requisition for network. Purchase requisition for the network. Now we'll see the purchase requisition for this. Now this is the asset values against that particular WBS we have seen. These are the asset values. At the moment it is 0. If you see in the previous year also it will be 0 only. So now here we are trying to open the purchase requisition. So this is the purchase requisition number for this item, non-stackable item, and we can see over here is quantities, valuation, the valuation, source of supply, this is source of supply, the status. Now we'll check it out why the system is specifying as account assignment category is not known. So we'll go to SPRO and we'll go to customizing guide. In the customizing guide we have to go to project system, then in the material only we'll get the account assignment category for order. Now we'll see the asset here. So this we are seeing for the asset under construction. Now we'll go to project system. In the project system we have to go to material, then in the material we'll go to procurement, then in the procurement we should get yes, check account assignment category and document types. Our document type will be NB for the purchase requisition. Now here we'll see what is the document type has been selected for this. This is NB. For the NB document type, account assignment is N, and this is there, this is there. Account assignment category is selected. so there will not be any issue for this. And we'll see the procurement indicator also. In the procurement indicator, PRQ is already selected. 2 and 3, it is PS1 as a procurement indicator. So what is the procurement indicator in this? We'll go to the PR. Here procurement indicator is PS1, purchase requisition for network, account assignment N, purchasing dot purchase requisition for network. Now it is showing. What has happened? If you go to the purchase requisition, now it is there. Now this information has been updated. Purchase requisition for network. Sometimes it happens. So now it has a purchase requisition. Now you will go to the external processing. In the external processing also there are two activities are there. If these are release, then we'll see the purchase requisition details. This is the purchase requisition and it has purchase order. We'll see the purchase requisition number for this PR. It has external processing. So this is the way to do individually from the network. But the thing is, we have to go one by one stage by doing the WBS element. Then we have to do the network release. Directly network we cannot be released until unless the assigned WBS has the release or partially release status. Now the similar activity we'll try to do from the project builder CJ20N. So there the comfortability, the convenience is the WBS element release also we can take, we can perform there itself. Now we'll go to project builder, that is CJ20N. Now we'll see whatever we have done the release. This is the project. 1404 U3000.1404. Now here we can see the WBS element. This is released. Similarly, this activity has also released. Now this material has a reservation number, and this material PS1 procurement account assignment category N. If you go to the purchasing data, this purchase requisition is there. Now this is general cost. It is also released activity because this WBS element has been released. This WBS element released activity also release. These also release. So we got a purchase requisition. If any PO is there, it will show PO is exist. If service entry sheet has been made, service exists, it will show. And this is the PR, and this is the service again. Here this is the purchase requisition. Though similarly this is a WBS. Here we can we already see in the AUC, or we can see from the purchase requisition from the same screen, investment program. and asset under construction. So this is the AUC number, and now we'll try to do everything at one place from the project builder itself. So for example, if it has any activities, yes, it has some activities released and dispatched, yes, also released and dispatched for 3. So for example, here we doesn't have any activities. What we can do is 3, 4, 5. Now here this is C. Similarly, we have E also. Entirely done. So we can create new project and we can proceed. Now we will do everything from the project builder. So we'll consider this project in which we have done every planning and all. This is 1401 project. Here everything is in release status. Now here what we do for the progress analysis purpose, we'll create some activity elements and activities for the progress analysis. How it look like, we will see the progress analysis, and we will do the schedule. Then we will do the execution for this particular project. Now to carry out the progress analysis, we need to check little bit customizing settings as a prerequisites. Now we'll go to customizing guide, that is SPRO. So in the customizing guide, we have to go to project system, then in the project system, then again we have to go for progress analysis. In the progress analysis, we'll check it out, maintain progress version, whether it is maintained or not. The progress versions for this project. So here we have already maintained 2 versions for this NPA and NPA and PRA. These 2 versions are progress versions are there. Then we'll see the settings of this progress analysis. Progress analysis is there, and earned value basis also there, POC it is a wait, and plan type basic dates, early latest possible, actual method, and refer plan method. So similarly we'll check for the other progressive version PRA. For this also we have entered the cost plan and wait and basic date, latest possible. Work base also we can do. Okay, this is about so now the next setting we have to see, this is define statistical key figure for percentage of completion. So we have created three key figures: non-aggregated and aggregated and result analysis. So this is also there, and the next step will be measurement method. Yes, measurement method. Next step is measurement methods. Other than standard measurement methods, we have used one quantitative method. We'll see this one, whether this quantitative method is there, and technique will be quantity proportional, and maximum percent of completion is 100. The controlling area and statistical key we already created for planned and actual values. So this is measurement methods for process system earned value. So we'll put into progress analysis. We'll go to progress analysis or measurement method. The measurement method we have done. Now the next setting will be default method as default value. Default measurement method as default value. Yes, this is a default method for as default value. For the controlling area, use 0, 1. So here we have whatever we have created, the quantitative methods we are assigning over here for the WBS element planned and actual. Yes, planned and actual. And similarly for the activity internal planned and actual, activity external planned and actual. Now we'll see for the planned. For the planned, there is a planned indicator and the quantitative method we have assigned. Similarly for the actual indicator and quantitative method has been assigned. So we haven't changed any method. And the next setting will be we have to consider the measurement method for order type. This is not required. Measurement method for the order type is not required. Now the question next thing is maintain assignment of cost element group. Cost element group also we are not doing. And we have to go for, instead of cost element groups, we have to go for value categories. So instead of that one, we'll go to value categories, this value categories, and maintain the value category for this statistical key figures. So we have standard value categories PS01, 02. Yes, we have assigned non-aggregated and aggregated, percent of completion, SKF for planned values. So this is also we have maintained. The now next thing will be assigning. Assigning again, we will go to process system. We have to assign the statistical key figures to value categories. So again, cost. The cost is not required. Assign the progress. We'll go to progress. Then statistical key figures. Assign statistical key figures we already created. Assign statistical key figures to value categories. So we are assigning the value categories and statistical key figures. This we have created. So we have assigned this. Now these are the prerequisites for doing the progressive analysis. So for progressive analysis, we have to create some activities at the top level of the WBS, that is level 1 WBS. In the level 1 WBS, this we close everything. This is the level 1 WBS. Here in this level 1 WBS, we'll consider some activities. We can, for a particular project, to analyze what are the stages will be there, like basic engineering, and we can say detail engineering, and the next step will be procurement, then execution, then go for no load trial, commissioning. So we have created some activities for the level 1 WBS element. Now if required, we can oh my god, we have assigned the activities, but unfortunately this WBS element is not a account assignment indicator. We put the account assignment indicator. We have to create once again basic engineering, you can say detailed engineering, and procurement, execution, no load trial, and maybe finally it will be finally execution and commissioning. Yeah, commissioning. This we have done. Now, oh my god, we have to create one network, otherwise it will not allow. 1401, we are creating a network. No, NU 3000.1401. So we can give the description as network for progress analysis. This is the basic engineering. The dates. My god. These activities we are being created for the purpose of, so we can consider this is the network for progress. We are creating this network for the progress analysis. Now we'll create some more activity elements, particularly for detail engineering. In the detail engineering we will take further, like in the detail engineering we can consider mechanical, electrical and civil. So we have created the activity elements for the detail engineering. It will be very if we create in this detailed manner, it will be very easy to do the progress analysis. Now we have to assign the progress analysis. So now what we have to, we got to go to this network and the activities. We'll go to total activities. In this total activities we'll assign progress analysis details. So what we do is we'll select the activity, then go to in detail. Here we will get the progress. Now we have to enter the weight of this basic engineering for entire project. So the basic engineering we can consider 10%, and the progressive version we have already created, and that is I think NPA, NPA or PRA. Yes, NPA. And method plan we have selected quantity method will take, and this is the this is also we are selecting quantity method as quantity. So this is for NPA. So what we do is customizing setting, what we have done, progress analysis, 10 progress version. This version we have made NPA and PRA. NPA and okay, so actual also required. So for that purpose we have to consider PRA. So PRA. So we have to consider actual also required, so we require PRA. Now we'll do the same thing for detail engineering. Detail engineering progress, again we consider detail engineering will be 20% we consider, and this is PRA. Again this will be quantity and this will be quantity. Now we'll go to, and again in the detail engineering these are different progresses. So we'll go again for mechanical, we can say 50, this is 30%, and PRA quantity. This we are taken a similar way for the electrical we say 20 PRA quantity. Then for the civil we can consider 50% of the progress will be weighted, and this is quantity. Now similarly the procurement, basic engineering we have considered. How much we have considered? Maybe 10, yes. Detail engineering 20. Now the procurement again 15%. This is PRA. Quantity, this is a quantity, and execution will be 30 of the weightage PRA quantity, and this is 30, this is 15, 20, 50, 30, 45, 75. Now out of 75, this we can say no load trial 10 PRA quantity, and again the commissioning we are considering 15 PRA quantity. So this is 15%, this is 10, this is 10, 30, 25, 55, 70, 90, 100. 100 PRA okay. Now we have created the progress for all the activities. Now we have to statistical key planning figures for the same. Now the transaction code will be transaction code for the statistical key figure planning. Now we'll go to another transaction. This is still saving. Now we have to go to statistical key plan. Now we'll see this is saved now. Now we'll go to for the statistical key figure planning. For that we'll go to logistics, project system, and then financials, then planning, statistical key figures, then CJK2 because we are doing for the network activities. In the CJK2 we will do the planning for all the activities what we are configured for progress. Now here period is 1, and from 1 to we can consider period up to 1 to 12, and year is 2014, and our network is the same, and statistical key figure will be statistical key figure what we have created. Statistical key figure for planned and actual. This is right. Then we'll go to the planning part. And here if required we can the planner profile. Now we have to do the planning for 12 months for this network. Locks problem. Locks or problems are occurred. Why? CJK2. Now we'll see the error log. What is the error log? Lock or problems? Either this network is locked, network has account assignment, oh, the wrong network we have selected. This should be 1401 and the transaction we have selected CJK2 and the we'll see the planning profile also. Settings, planner profile, will see this planner profile, it is set to SAP all. We haven't created any planner profile, so we'll take the standard one. So our network will be this. If we get the activities, SAP all, primary cost, activity type, all areas, activity input, functional, all planning areas, plan areas. Okay, we'll take this and we'll go to error log. Network has account assignment, so we have to take the activity